So I admit this is a bit of a different video. Normally I do walks and talks outside, but today I thought I would do a walk and talk in the kitchen, or rather I'm going to make a cup of coffee whilst talk. And yeah, basically I'm going to video me doing that in the kitchen. So let's give this a go. And so I do have a couple of subjects. I always have subjects to talk about. And I wanted to mention Ukraine once again, but then I thought actually maybe I won't, because I've spoken about Ukraine a couple of times, and because it's such a serious event in the world, and really the general public, myself, really we're only subject to news coverage, and generally I'm still very distrusting of the news media because of COVID and what happened over the last 2 years. So I'm not I'm reluctant to make a clear thoughts, although I have done about Ukraine, because it's very difficult to know what the truth is. One thing for sure is we know that it's terrible. What's happened is it is just a shocking thing. Innocent people have died, many innocent people, and this war is an invasion, and I think Putin has made a big mistake, a huge mistake. Again, I don't know enough about it to really offer an opinion. I have thoughts, but these are my thoughts, and I don't really know what value my thoughts will be if I offer them. Other than the Ukraine war is terrible, and for the general public to view Ukraine and this invasion, it has been horrible, and I can understand anyone that watches the mainstream media and feels depressed and feels miserable and feels very sad about the state of the world that we live in. That today, in this modern world, we still have dictators, totalitarian dictatorships, that think that they can just take things from other people, other countries, and become massively wealthy at the cost of everybody else. And we just sit back and think it's okay. It's a sad reflection of the world that we live in, unfortunately. Anyway, so that's just my note about Ukraine, and so I was going to talk again about inflation, price rises, and what's going on in the world. And in a previous video, I've said I really believe that this is a financial reset. I really believe that there is a hidden hand at play that is helping create this economic environment that we're in, and this is to create, this is party to an economic reset. Now, I sort of understand why this would happen and why it needs to happen. I suppose needing to happen, what a crazy thing. Why would I say that? Now, the reason I would say that is because it's the way our money systems work. It's how a financial system works. Every decade or so, a financial reset has to happen, and that financial reset is basically taking back the money from the person that it's been given to over the last 10 years. Once again, let's remember what how a fiat money system works. So when we talk about things like the dollar, the pound, the euro, Japanese yen, China's central bank-based currency, in fact, every country that has a central bank, their currencies will work the same. These are called fiat currencies. You need two things for them to work. Well, you need two things to create a money system, and that is a lot of people, i.e. a demand for a medium of exchange, and you need, second, the ability to force the use of that currency. And then the bit that makes it work is you need a lot of poor people. Now, I know, I'm stood here grinding coffee and but, I'm having a serious conversation, but I'm just going to repeat that. For a money system to work, you need three things. Well, two things, roughly speaking. That is the ability to force the use of it and a lot of people. And the third thing that makes it work is the majority of those people are poor. Because that gives it value, that makes people go out and do a job, and that is how a money system works. That's how all of them work around the world. The majority of the people that are subject to that currency have to be poor, because that creates the demand for that currency, and that's what gives the currency value. Now, in my other videos, I've explained this, I think, with a little more detail, and I know it's a shocking one to think about, because if you think about it, it sounds crazy. My goodness, there has to be a better, fairer way. But in actual fact, there isn't a better, fairer way. That is the best of a lot of bad options, believe it or not. There isn't a fairer way to have a money system in this world that we live in today. What we have today is as good as it gets, and the unfairness is also probably as good as it gets. If we didn't have a fiat-based, central bank-based money systems, what might be in place is going to be much worse, believe it or not. I mean, I know that's hard to believe. But maybe what we have is as good as it gets. And I know that's shocking. I know that doesn't sound right. And I can't believe I'm just making a coffee. So, randomly, casually talking about this stuff. But yes, what I'm saying I believe to be true. Actually, I have to say there, because YouTube doesn't tell you that you're censored, but there is censorship on YouTube, and there are certain things that they don't want you to talk about. I think it's okay for me to offer my opinion here, but yes, a central bank-based money system is an unfair system, but it's probably the best of a lot of other options that would be worse, believe it or not. So once again, for a money system to work, you need a lot of people. You need the ability to force the use of it, and out of those people, most of them need to be poor. And that's how a central bank-based money system works. It's as simple as that. And the times that we are living in today, 2022, post-COVID, I mean, what a thing that was. Unbelievable. Post-COVID, and now during the Ukraine invasion by Russia, we have a situation that is providing or enabling a very big financial reset. And what this financial reset ultimately seeks to achieve is it needs to remove the currencies that are in circulation. It needs to make the majority of people poor again. And I don't know how to say it any other way than that, but that's basically it. That is what's going on. Now, this is my opinion. I could be very wrong, and I would love someone to explain to me why I'm wrong and how I'm wrong. And I would be more than happy to listen to them. And if you convince me that I'm wrong, that's totally fine as well. I've said in many videos, I'm more than happy to be wrong about everything. And I'm just being honest and offering my opinion, and that's what this video is, and I hope it's okay. And once again, I feel very sorry for Ukraine and innocent Russians that have been killed. I feel sorry for Russia. I feel sorry for Ukraine. I feel sorry for anyone that's been impacted by this war, and I think it's a real shame. Anyway, the hope for the end of this message is that hope is a good thing. Having a positive disposition is a good thing. And hopefully things will get better. Hopefully our governments will get better. Hopefully people that run our governments will be better. Things will get better. I hope that climate change is not as bad as some of the projections say it is. But I believe that these projections are bad, and I think we do have man-made climate change, and it is a massive problem for us. I also believe that we are too many people on planet Earth. I think cruising above 8 billion people on Earth, I think is too many. And again, I apologize for that opinion, but it's quite simple to understand that 8 billion mouths to feed require a lot of resource. 8 billion people requiring smartphones and cars and homes to live in. That's a lot of demand on resources. All those resources have to be dug out the ground. And everything you dig out the ground is finite. I know the planet Earth's a big place, but it is finite. And we could be here for another few thousand more years, and eventually all the stuff that we dig out the ground is going to run out, and it's as simple as that. And my thoughts really are that today we're in a spot of trouble. Our economies are unfair. Our economic policies are unjust. Technology is most of the time a great thing, but it also allows and supports evil behavior. And we have some natural phenomena like climate that presents us with untold problems. If you take a view that the earth and people are all in symbiosis, and I believe that we are, if the scary projections of climate change and the impacts and the effects on us are real, we are in a spot of trouble. And the human race and our governments hopefully have sight of all the truth, and they are steering us in the direction that best enables us to survive. Anyway, I'm aware that I've just made a coffee and I'm talking about the Ukraine war and the financial economic system that we're in. Anyway, I thought I'd try, instead of a walk and talk, a coffee and talk. Coffee and talk. That's what I will title this video. Coffee and talk, including Ukraine war and economic reset. And at that, I shall leave it there. I hope everyone is well and speak again soon.